Journey.
Hey, pretty girl.
We're off.
Uh-huh.
What was the low overnight here?
26.
That we saw on our
yeah.
thermostat here. Yeah, the one that shines on the ceiling in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we're off. We're out of here. It's not windy this morning, though, so that's good.
It's supposed to be sunny.
Yeah, it's supposed to be quite sunny. I'll take it. The kitties are in the garage. I fed them in the garage. They didn't want to come out of the garage. That's good. Mom's heart is good when they're warm. Good morning, Blue. Ooh, I'm in Dawn's seat position. We have to fix that. Not just Dawn's seat position, but Dawn's easy entry seat position. I almost fell into the abyss. So Don went down to cement this morning to get the newspaper on his unicycle, no problem. That's my litmus test for whether or not it's safe for me to get behind the wheel and drive to the school. I noticed the carpet on the back steps this morning was a little crunchy. The driveway seems dry, so you know if the driveway is dry, the road's going to be dry. I guess I told Johnny I'll be paying maybe a little bit more attention to any wet spots on the road, but I think we're going to be fine for the drive-in, because like Johnny said, if there was even a hint of a trouble, Wake County would have delayed or closed. Right now, Blue says it's 28 out there, but most of the way into town, she was reading 30. It is sunny, definitely cleared up from yesterday. I think the high today is going to be in the low 40s. It's a pretty winter day. I guess technically it's still fall, but you know what? When it's 28 degrees out there, it feels like winter. So I got Johnny dropped off at 7:22. We're golden. Yeah, I worry about it a little bit every morning, but I try not to worry about it too much. So it should be shopping day with Michelle, but she can't make it today. She has an appointment. I'm pretty bummed. Don did offer to go because he feels bad for me that I've lost my hangout buddy. My bestie isn't able to go. I probably won't rope him into that. You know, sort of what happens at the thrift store stays at the thrift store. But I'm probably going to go by myself today because 'tis the season, right? There's all of that Christmas stuff coming out. And it's such pretty fall colors right now that I might want to, you know, have a photo shoot with a couple of trees that are lit up. Get some more leaf pictures. So yeah, I'm probably going to go today anyway. I'm just hanging here at the church for a minute doing my Pokemon Go thing before I head back to Fuquay. And, you know, I did not hear for sure if they got the parts in yesterday at Tesla. No reason why they wouldn't have, as far as I know, although there were some flight delays due to the weather, the snow, and stuff in other parts of the country yesterday. So I am sort of waiting to hear from Tesla if Ruby would be done today or not. Yeah, I don't know. We have, I mean, I'm not upset one way or the other. If she's ready today, we'll try to get over there to either tonight or tomorrow morning to pick her up. If she's not ready today, hopefully she would be ready tomorrow or before the weekend. Whatever is, you know, Tesla will let us know. We're good with that. We do have a Beta Club induction ceremony at the school tonight for Johnny at 6 o'clock. That means 3 trips into Raleigh today instead of 2. That happens a few times a year, but not a lot. I need to make sure Blue has enough charge, or we'll need to swing by the supercharger, which is not too far from the school, and put in a little juice if we make all 3 trips with Blue. And yeah, that's about it. So it just sort of complicates things tonight, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is being here for the Beta Club at 6 and trying to pick Ruby up. That might be a lot of things to try to fit in all at one time. But it'll work out. It'll work out one way or the other. So not going to worry about it. I made a loop around the city There was a Pokemon I didn't have on the radar, a Pharaoh seed, and I was able to get it on 3 of our 4 family accounts. The Dawn's account, it ran, but I took a little nice drive through historic Oakwood, and it's going on 8 o'clock now, so I'm gonna circle here back past the school and then head out of the city. I've been home for a little while, but I'm back in blue, headed to Guardian Angel by myself. I worked on the buttons for the Lego competition next weekend. It's tradition for the kids to hand out buttons, like 2.5 inch buttons. Some teams, excuse me, some teams press them. They have like a stamp machine, but those machines are expensive and I don't have one. And we borrowed one year and they turned out great, but I don't have access this year. So one of the moms had bought these little acrylic buttons where the back pops off, you insert the piece of paper and you push it back together. So I used an Avery template, 2-inch circle template to make the little design, and I tested it, cut out a few and tested it in the circles. Only thing is these acrylic buttons, Dawn looked at it for me too, they don't snap back together and stay together. They come apart really easy. I kind of figured it was going to be hard to get them apart. So I'm thinking a little super glue and we'll be golden on that. But anyway, I made good progress in getting the buttons done. I've got 9 of 50 circles cut out. Don't want to cramp up my hand and cut all 50 at one time. I would have the kids do them. Don was like, have the kids do them, but I need the kids to be doing other stuff. So I'll get that done. I got plenty to, I only have to do a few a day and I'll be done in plenty of time. So that's what I worked on. Plus we watched YouTubes. And yeah, like I said, I'm headed shopping now. It's, you know, the holiday season and I just was really looking forward to it today. What else? Oh, so I'm gonna try to plug Blue in as soon as I get home this afternoon. I'm gonna go pick up Johnny because since I won't be eating lunch out with Michelle, I have enough time to finish my shopping day and get to downtown to grab him and give Dawn the week off. If we plug Blue in when I get home, she can probably make the 3rd trip into downtown Raleigh. If Tesla, which I don't think they'll have time to have her back together before lunch break today, right? That would be asking a lot. If I knew by 2:30, 3 o'clock that Ruby was ready, I'd pick up Johnny and head over there to swap cars. Otherwise, I'm probably going to just tell Tesla I'll be there right when they open tomorrow morning at 8 in case they want to give the loaner car out to somebody else for tomorrow, and pick up Ruby and swap cars then. It's just, you know, it's just coincidence that tonight's the one night we have to go back into Raleigh at 6 o'clock for the Beta Club induction. So anyway, you know, it's always churning up here when you're a mom. Schedules where you're supposed to be when, what order you need to do things in. There's a lot of planning involved so that things run smooth throughout the day. I was tempted to leave climate on, but I think there's enough sun coming in that will keep the car plenty warm for me. I haven't seen a must-have yet, but I do see a lot of new stuff. It's a good turnover. 59 cents for the napkin holder, 50 cents for the napkins. This guy's from 1964 Japan. Gift wrapping lessons. Yep, when the cats try to help, it's definitely a lesson. $5 for the Christmas tablecloth. $6 for this Tolan Let It Snow flag, and $2 for this. Come on, come apart. Turkey flag. If you're making baked goods for folks this year, they have a great selection of all size tins. Sometimes I like to give away gift cards with a mug and some Hershey's Kisses like inside the mug. Those make nice gifts. I picked up a couple shirts for Dawn too. This one's Land's End and it's really nice fabric. Little change in plans. I'm gonna head back to the house after finishing up here at Guardian Angel Fuquay. Kyle, our friend from Out of Spec Motoring, he's headed over. He's got something for us to check out. Sounds exciting. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'll head to get Johnny.
Yep.
So Kyle's here, yay!
Hello. Yes, so I brought over a fun box. These two of these showed up at my house today. Out of Spec is working with Juice Technology AG in Switzerland to bring their juice booster technology to the US. So this is actually one of the European versions. It's not going to be called Juice in the US because there's already a Juice box. However, this is straight from Europe, but we do have some US plugs on it. And it is like the most badass mobile charging solution you can get. It's completely a prototype, but I figured it'd be fun to unbox it on the vlog. And again, it's really my first time playing around with the unit in person today as well. So I'm gonna have Don go through and tear into it and see what we find, and it should be pretty good.
Yeah, it has a sticker here. It says no knife, so we're gonna.
Right.
I'll do it the old.
Need fingernails?
Yeah, need fingernails. I got it, I think. Yeah, there we go.
But it's surprising how heavy the box is.
It is.
too.
I meant to point that
Well, how
out.
heavy's heavy?
Oh.
You have a
20 pounds, 30 pounds?
Yeah, in the house. I would say 30 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a box that came with both of them on the front doorstep, and I picked it up. I was like,
And you went,
Oh, now I see why they said don't cut.
right.
yeah, there's a pretty box. Oh, it's not a box. It's actually it's like a suitcase
briefcase
kind of thing. Yeah, briefcase.
Oh, and it's 30 pounds too.
So this is designed to basically ride pretty much in the underfloor storage of a Model S or X or
Sure.
even a 3. It has
Have
Velcro.
you seen the underfloor storage in my car?
No.
I'd have to get rid of a lot of camera equipment, but
That's smart. Oh, it has it on the bottom
oh, and it
too.
won't.
Right.
It won't,
Won't
travel
fly around. Yeah,
wow,
so
it's
you can
Velcro.
store it upright or over.
Wow.
And I tried it out in the smart car earlier and slammed on the brakes and it stayed put.
Okay, way cool. We got some nice literature here, all put together for us, and we have lots and lots of little things in here.
Many things. So this
Wow,
particular
bubble
version,
wrap.
yeah, this is not the most sustainable packaging. I don't know if this is our final design, but
You know, you can recycle that. The same place you put the Amazon blue and white mailers and the Walmart grocery bags. You can literally take that bubble wrap to Walmart and put it in the recycle bin. So
This is the European plug.
yeah, it looks like a shoe cue, I guess.
Yeah, Shuku. Yeah, that's right. That's what they call that.
Yeah, this particular version is the Juice Booster Pro, which for most people buying them, you're only going to buy it with the J1772 on the end. But this has adaptable ends for the cars, and what this is great for is like a Lucid Motors or Mercedes-Benz testing with EQC. They actually use our units, and what they can do is they can take one unit with a car and ship it to Iceland from here. They can ship it to China, and they don't need different charging plugs because they just take different ends for different
That's
cars
awesome.
potentially. And yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's definitely well packed. I don't think it's going to get damaged. I mean, that's effectively double box when it's inside of this, inside of that. And that's a heavy cardboard box, by the way.
Yeah, I can take our.
So this looks like a European, something from Europe. Type 2 or something. This looks like maybe the receiver.
Yeah, I'll start getting going on these here.
Yeah. So you want to unpack them all, even though you probably never use this one over here?
Yeah, may as well. I'm going to take this stuff with me. So
it's an unboxing, Donnie.
Yeah. So next
Unwrapping.
week, I'm going to Los Angeles for the auto show, which is going to be cool.
Okay.
So we're going for the press and trade days, and we're just going to take around one of these units and kind of show everyone because, again, it's the first time these are really here in the U.S. It's pretty cool. And my understanding, based on our numbers, is this in Europe is the most popular mobile charging solution.
Right.
So you
Europe.
said, Donnie, that Bjorn has something from this company?
Yes, I believe he has one of these. That's right. He had it for a couple of years, as a matter of fact. And, you know, he's got the various European, since he does travel from country to country in Europe, this is the one to have, as Kyle just said. Is because it basically supports all the different plug standards and things without a lot of extra stuff. I mean, basically you can just change this part right here and you can go to a different country. So if you have the right country plug,
Yes.
including 3-phase, I might add, you're all set.
Right, as well as Norway with their weird earthing.
Yeah.
They don't have ground.
Yeah,
This is also interesting, and we'll incorporate this in the US plugs when we launch. We just have some prototype US ones. This is called Juice Celsius, so there's actually a temperature sensor in the plug. So if you have resistive wiring or an old plug socket that's creating heat, we can actually limit the power output to bring the heat down, which is pretty cool. Right, so this is the booster itself. So this does all of the logic and power transfer and stuff. And then you'll see on each end there's one of these proprietary connectors that we can plug in all of this stuff
Right,
to.
any of the adapters.
And this isn't all of the adapters we have, but these are the ones for the US that are most important. So basically just a regular wall outlet and a 1450, but we'll also have a 650 and 30 amp plugs and some other things. This, for example, is the 20 amp version of the 120 volt outlets called a 520. And that's just, most outlets in like auto shows, for example,
Sure.
are pretty nicely wired.
Yep.
But what's really cool about this particular unit when you get the Juice Booster Pro, and again, we're not sure what exactly it's going to be called when it comes to the US, is these adaptable ends. And then, of course, so you can pretty much pair any combination on the plug side and the car side.
Right.
This figures it out and delivers the correct amount of power.
Wow,
Which
that is impressive.
Super unique and cool.
Yeah.
And these connectors are, what's interesting is, obviously this is made in China by a supplier, but it's by an aircraft manufacturer.
Really feel like super high quality.
Like, for example, we will look at the colors. So this is orange and this is orange. When you line them up and push, that click
Yeah,
is
that
so
sounded.
nice. And then the release is super, super solid. So it's really, when the first time I played around with the unit, I was in Switzerland, I'm like, plug, unplug, plug, unplug. It's just so satisfying. So you just line up the dots.
Yeah, yeah. And there's the blue.
Wow, that was a pretty good snap there.
Yeah, that sucker ain't going apart.
Yeah, so you have to
pull
latch,
this, yeah. And then pull it apart.
Yeah, and it's completely waterproof. You can actually run this over. You can shoot at it.
Yeah, that feels like an aluminum piece of pipe.
It's a serious unit.
Yeah.
And so, this can be completely underwater. So sort of part of the branding strategies, of course, by targeting OEMs for this to become the included solution with them, is like a Rivian or a motorcycle company. It's focused around adventure. Of course, we can adjust the size based on application for OEMs. This might be a little big for a motorcycle, but
yeah, this has really good strain relief here, so they can't bend it too much. That was good forethought. These ends are that nice cushy rubber, but that feels really rugged. It doesn't feel like that would come off, but that banging on the concrete would be no problem for this thing.
oh yeah, you can drop it. There's actually a video on the channel on Juice Technologies channel where they set one of these on fire.
Yeah,
and it charged right through the whole fire too. It was really cool. It's pretty awesome, yeah.
So the J1772 is
This one.
that one there, and that's the one in the U.S., North America, I guess. But what about the Tesla plug? Is there going to be one for Tesla?
We still have to look in to see if it's completely legal for us to produce a Tesla one. You can still use this with a Tesla with the adapter.
Right, yeah. So that's what you would do. You use Tesla includes a J1772 adapter. Yeah, thank you. My shoulder's
no worries.
Gone.
And so, let's, for example, you can plug this one in on that side.
Sure.
And I can just plug in a 110.
Yeah, 110, sure.
And for the most part, you can keep this at home. There's a wall box solution. And so we have a product catalog in here where it goes into this really nice metal tube. And so it looks like you have a home mounted charging solution, but when you go on the road, you just pull this out and go with you.
Oh, okay.
Or if you don't want to go anything that fancy, this comes with a bracket as well for wall mounting. And it's pretty cool.
Right, way cool. There's my 1450 plug outlet there.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going to do this.
Oh, that's really stiff cord.
Well, we'll plug this in up there.
Right.
And all right, so this is plugged in now to the 1450.
Yeah.
And
The ground's on top, so it's probably
Upside
just
down?
upside down.
Or right
Here,
side
would you
up,
mind just holding that?
depending on which way you want to think about it.
Yeah.
So we'll go like this.
Well, I did it that way so the cord doesn't interfere with opening the box.
Okay.
I know that's a little, I can go get, here, there's a hook right there.
Is there?
Yep, from the
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
one of the yard
Right,
tools.
so now you can see the unit's gone to 32.
Right, because this is a real legitimate 50 amp breaker, 50 amp, everything's correct here.
Right.
240, 50 amps.
Well, again, I've never really used one before, so let's plug it in and see what happens.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to,
I'm not sure which way it's set. I know there's a setting for basically it looking for a ground.
So the Tesla end is now on the end of the,
Yep.
and I think my parking job was okay here.
perfect parking job. Perfect.
We just been hanging out in the garage because it's like 38 out here
Yeah.
right now.
Do you have the key for it? You just have to hold the trunk down on the key.
What do you mean? The
No,
key is in
on
the car.
key fob itself. No.
The fob's hidden. Maybe just hit the onboard screen and open it. We got to dig the fob out of my purse. Yeah.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
Right.
As well.
Yeah, because I had it set to charge every night at 8:30.
So
Right.
the car now recognizes maximum of 32 amps.
Yeah,
It's at 246 volts,
yeah,
and it's charging up.
yeah.
Well, that seemed easy enough.
Right.
Okay.
Does that look what you expect there, Donnie?
Yeah, 241 volts is pulling about 31 and a half, 32 amps. Yeah, that's
Yep.
close enough. This meter is not perfect, but it's pretty close.
Let me see with the car.
Yep, car says 32.
All right, there's what the car says.
So we're charging 32 amps, 240 volts.
I'm very impressed with the quality of this. I mean, these, it's 32 amps is what it indicates is its maximum current rating. And these cables, this is plenty heavy cable to cover that. They took the extra money and put in the cables. This is 750 volt rated cable. It says it's 5 millimeter. This is obviously European stuff, so I don't know, what this equates to as far as, number 6, number 8, but it's either number 6 or number 8. I'm sure. I would tell you that you at least when you get this, you're getting quality components. I'm serious. This feels like, man, this feels like sex almost. I mean,
So Kyle has EV options, as you well know, and he drove down here in the smart dumb car today. I love it. That plate is so perfect for this car.
Best electric car on the planet right here.
Yep. Well, I had a really good time hanging out with Kyle and Don in the garage. We had that nice radiant heater pointed on us while we had the door down, so that was good. But it's time for me to go get Johnny, so the guys are going to hang out a bit more, and I am off to Raleigh. Did I say I was missing the dash cam this week? I am. I just passed a Model S with the nose cone. Looked just like blue. Dark interior, blue paint. I didn't have a chance to see in the couple of seconds as I was turning right if it was performance or not. But yeah, Blue just saw is her twin. This is a high-speed Ting, is that what it is? Yay, we've made it up to a whole whopping 40 degrees out there. You are looking mighty fine, if I do say so myself. Brand new shirt, the jacket I got you a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You done lost so much weight, you're flat out looking skinny.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be your date tonight.
Oh, good.
Wow, I've got two handsome guys to go on to town with tonight. This is a jacket we picked up at Guardian Angel for Johnny a couple of days ago. he needed an updated one. And you look great, buddy. You look great.
Thank you.
So we had a great visit with Kyle this afternoon.
Yeah, out of spec motoring, Kyle.
Yep.
Out of spec.
And that was always a great time getting together with him. And you know, the guys chatted while I was out getting Johnny, and then we all chatted some more when I got back. We are headed into downtown Raleigh now. We did have Blue plugged in, and she got up to 146 miles, so we probably could have gone downtown and back and been fine, been down at 20 miles range or something like that. But just to give us the comfort with it being cold and us wanting to run the heater as high as we want to run it, we just, you know, we plugged her in because it was off peak.
That's right.
Yeah, there was no penalty for us charging during the day in the winter at the time that we chose to. In the mornings it cares, in the evenings it doesn't care. So we're good. Right. And my guys are dressed up, like I said, and looking good. We always end up coming into downtown Raleigh a few times during the holiday season, and I love to see the town lit up, and especially when it gets more Christmas lights. But it's looking pretty tonight too. Well, either that was the shortest Beta Club induction ceremony I've ever been to, or we showed up on the wrong night because I got confused about what night we were supposed to show up. So we get to repeat this next Wednesday night.
What do you mean this we? I've been here for the Beta Club. So Kyle asked me to use this juice booster, and so I've got it plugged into the NEMA 1450 outlet that I normally have our wall connector plugged into, and as you can see, it's pulling about 30, just a little over 30 amps. The LEDs are flashing, you know, sequencing up to 25, and the maximum is 32 amps. So I've got it plugged into the Model S, and it's throbbing. I'm using the J1772 to Tesla adapter in the car. I have set it to 30. I guess I could bump it up to 32, and so up to 32 amps, and it's doing just fine. And as you notice, the plus sign on the 32 amps on the charge current grayed out because basically the charger is limited to 32 amps. So you know, the Model S, this Model S, I think can charge it like either 72 or 80 amps maximum. But we're only on a 50 amp circuit, so the maximum charge rate here on the high power wall connector is 40 amps. So you know, we're just seeing what it's like with the using the Juice Buster Plus there, and whatever. The cord was long enough to run over here across the floor. You know, I like my high powered wall connector. That's a 25-foot cable on it, so I could string it across the ceiling and still be able to plug in. This one I had to like run it across the floor. It wasn't quite that long, but I mean, it was plenty long. I mean, I think the lead on that thing is, that's got to be good 20 feet, 25 feet total. You could see the meter is now reading almost 32 amps, 241 volts, which is about almost 7,500 watts or 7.5 kilowatt charging rate. On this is of course just AC. The actual Juice Buster is cool. I mean, it's like I can't feel any heat anywhere. I would say it's very cool. This 1450 plug is cool. The connector, the metal connector, it's all cool. It's all very cool. So it's not getting hot. So charging at 32 amps is not a problem for this.